Alright, I'm on hole number 3 of the Fuji Open tournament. I'm in Monday's practice round. Just coming out here. I took some notes earlier, and now we're just trying to see if what we set up. Now, here's the deal. I demoed this hole earlier, where I came out into the clear and did a rough bump here. But what I'm going to practice right now is I want to refamiliarize myself with the max overpower hook shot here. There is a max overpower hook shot here, and you can end up in this front area. I'm not, and the deal is if I overshoot this and I end up in the drink, I'm actually going to be happier with that because then that'll give me another chance to do it. It's been a long time. This hole hasn't been in tournament play for like over a year. So it's been a long time since I played this hole in tournament settings, and I didn't record back then. So I'm gonna bring my extra mile. I'm gonna start off with a Titan. And then for secondary clubs, I want to make sure I can get this done. You can do the rough bump up here if you end up in the fairway. You can do the rough bump with any of the clubs. If you can get up into your short iron range over there, you can actually go for it and not be doing the rough bump. My usual suspects at the bottom, Rapier, Nirvana, and Spitfire, are pretty much solid in my bag. And I'm not going to be too concerned if I time out on this first one. I want to get a good look at where I would set it up. I'm not sure. I'm going to do this with everything on at max top spin, max side spin, but I don't think we have to do this with max top spin. I think actually it's max top spin might be too much, but it might not be. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. Okay, with that wind, man, that's going to be tough to get out in there. I'm going to have to take the wind out. Okay, there's one. There's two. There's three. Where does that put me? I don't have any markers out here. That outside rough. Let's take that wind out. Let's take a little bit of wind out of it. Take about a ring out. And let's go for it. Maybe. I just got it off in time. I think I actually hit too far and I'm going to end up in that sand. There we go. Just right. Now let's see what the trajectory was as far as distance goes. I don't know that I have enough room on the inside to pull that in. So I ended up out here. My goal would have been to be here, so I would have had to be... I'll have to go back and watch the video and see where my landing zone. I think I actually hit in front of this, slightly in front of the sand, but I don't think I had enough. I might actually have to, if you wanted to do that shot, you'd probably have to pull out maybe a 4 power ball. And the last time I did this shot, I'm pretty sure was probably an expert. And the wind's so much higher there that you might be able to pull it off an expert, but that might be a shot that we can't pull off in rookie. But since I'm in the area down here, we'll go ahead. The deal is as long as we can get up here and we can touch this rough over here, we still have a rough bump. And it's not really going to matter. Like there's max club up there, so there's 2 per ring. If you look at the distance for it, there's minimum, there's mid club. That's about probably 8 per ring. So I'm thinking here it's probably somewhere in the distance of about 4 per ring. So I'm going to do 3.0, so I'm going to do a little, about 3/4 of a ring. We'll see if that's right. And I hit it good to the right. Way good. And it's hard to tell whether or not that was right, whether that wind adjustment was right or not, just because I hit it so poorly. When you hit it that good, that's like a 3 or 4 ring grate to the right. It's going to throw you off. That rough bump is really, really particular. That's why you definitely, if you're doing the rough bump, you definitely want to do it with your better clubs, ideally. I think probably the safe bet there is if you were there and you were at all concerned about it, would be to go ahead and use the island and bounce over from the island. Now these types of shots right here, you know, if you get yourself into this type of position in the tournament, really, it should all boil down to perfect. If you hit this ball perfect, it's going to go in the hole. If you don't hit it perfect, it's not going to go in the hole. So we're in the range where wind's not really going to be a factor, so it all boils down to perfect. Hit it great to the right. And it went great to the right. I'll go back and watch the video on that, but I think when I think back on it, I think the last time I played this hole where I was using max horsepower hook, it was in expert, and I think it was all about wind there, because you can, even though you're hitting from a farther back tee, the next tee back, the wind is so much better for carry in expert, that you can do some shots in expert that you can't get done in pro or rookie. That's why some holes you'll find in expert where you're actually getting wind that's not helping you. I'll make my opponent make their shot. Chip in to win. In the hole. Using a dart. I like the common clubs. All the common clubs, once they, all the common clubs are good as you go up. There's different stages. Some of them are like I have a lower level account and didn't start playing with the Saturn until it got to level 6, and then it was worth upgrading. So you have to you can go to Golf Clash Notebook and look at the clubs. So when you're new, if you got a bunch of clubs that don't spend all your cash until you get, you know, a couple million, and then you can just upgrade all of your clubs and take care of it. But before that, you want to make sure that anything you upgrade is something that's going to help you. And sometimes you go, hey, when that gets to level 6 or level 7, man, it's definitely, I would love to have it at level 7. Well, when it gets to level 7, upgrade it. But don't worry about it until it gets to that point. All right. That was hole number 3 of the Fuji Open tournament and Monday's practice round of the rookie division. Thanks for watching.